True Blood, the final season. I just got done watching episode 5 entitled Lost Cause. This episode, goddamn. Alright, it started off with the aftermath of that battle at Fangtasia from last episode. They're basically cleaning up the remains of those vampires. And you see Eric release Willa at her demand, at her request. And seeing how bad she wanted that, and even seeing Eric apologize for the fact that, yeah, he's been a shitty maker. So that, I think, was needed in her now being her own vampire. I'm curious to see where she goes from this point forward. But he did that, too, he wanted some information on whatever she knew about Sarah Newlin and where they could find her. And I was pretty surprised that Sarah Newlin has a sister that's a vampire. I mean, I remember back in season 2 when Sarah said that she had a sister, but she was killed by vampires, and that's what started her hatred for vampires, her crusade against them. But to find out that, no, the sister wasn't probably killed per se, she was probably turned by a vampire, so to Sarah, she's been dead. But to see that this is the case, and that Sarah's been hiding her sister all of this time, to have that front in front of the public, wow, totally didn't see that coming. And then right after that, Ginger is desperate for Eric to not only have her come with them, but to finally have sex with Eric. Even the moment where she says, "I'm your sex slave without the sex." How pathetic is that? And I was like, yeah, that kind of is pathetic. And seeing her just clinging on to that casket there was so funny. And her screaming, I'm like, I love Ginger. She's so over the top, but that's why I love her. And Lafayette goes over Sookie's house, and he basically wants to throw a party. And I thought that was a little weird. I'm like, wow, so you had all of these people locked in the dungeon. A lot of them got killed. And this is after however many people died at that initial cookout party mainstreaming thing that they had at the end of season 6. A lot of those people got killed too. And Alcide just died, so Sookie is mourning over that. I just thought that was a little weird. It's probably the only time I liked Sam's girlfriend, Nicole, when later on she flipped out and basically said, this is weird that we're having a party because this isn't normal. Now, when Eric and Pam go to visit Sarah's sister, I don't know what I was more surprised by. The fact that her sister had hepatitis V, and clearly the veins were showing, or the fact that she was willing to kill Sarah also. I'm like, wow. That's true hatred. At the party, we see Bill having multiple flashbacks. Throughout the whole episode, he's having flashbacks. And I'm sure some people will say, oh, well, they're just doing him having flashbacks like in the first 3 seasons because they want us to get back to that place of liking Bill and all that good stuff. But I liked it. I do like seeing a vampire who has so many years, so much history behind them, that I don't think the show has taken enough advantage of that, having more flashbacks of what some of these vampires have lived through. This is even before Bill was a vampire, when he was human, and seeing more of him with his wife and his kids. Yeah, that's a pretty huge part of his life. Letty Mae sneaks out of the house, basically, and when she showed up to Sookie's party, I said, uh-oh, what's this bitch gonna do? But at first, she's like, hey, I want to have a toast for Tara. And how she went out as a hero, protecting me, all this stuff. And I said, that's nice. And then I started to think, wait a minute. The way how she's talking up Tara to be this hero and that she did this and that, I'm like, maybe some of the theories that I've heard from people online, they think that Letty Mae killed Tara herself. that probably when all of that was going down and Tara was winning the fight, that Lenny Mae came up from behind Tara and killed her because probably she was like, you're a vampire, you're not really my daughter. The disconnect was already there, and maybe she just kind of freaked out and did it. I never thought that. I never had that thought until other people said it. But since other people have said it, I'm like, that makes a little bit too much sense. Especially later on where Sookie could hear her thoughts and she was lusting after Willa's blood and she even stabbed her in the middle of the place. Here's a nice moment that happened at the party. And probably one of the only nice moments that happened at the party. Andy proposed to Holly. And I like that. I like that a lot because Andy sort of realized recent events. Life is short and you gotta just go for it. And I like that not only did he go up to Jessica and say, look, I want to move past this. I want to move forward in life. Like proposing to Holly. So we need to forget about what happened. I can't even look at you beat yourself up over it and be sad because that just reminds me of that pain. So I really like that scene. I like that Jessica and that everyone basically was happy for Andy and that she said yes. All of that was very cool. Now, damn, what happens next? Lafayette not only kisses James, but then Jessica finds them having sex in her car. Fuck. That's messed up. I expected this to happen for sure. Clearly there was good chemistry between James and Lafayette. And I actually do want them to get together, but the fact that he cheated on Jessica I thought was messed up. I can never condone cheating. I just am like, if you're not happy, just leave her, dude. Leave her and do what you want. But don't sort of string her along and then have her catch that. It was such a messed up situation. But I guess I shouldn't feel too bad for Jessica because she goes back in, she goes upstairs, Jason's talking to her. Lafayette comes in and he's like, look, it's messed up what happened, sure, I'm sorry you had to find out this way, but let's face it, you two weren't happy. Let him go, let us be together. And sure, it's blunt, it's straightforward, and maybe it's a little bit of a dickish move because she just is sort of experienced all this. But when he said, look, I'm always around you heterosexual people who are always happy, always falling in love in multiple relationships. And he's like, when do I get my happiness? Don't I deserve to be happy? And that was the moment where I said, all right, Lafayette, I get it. I totally get where you're coming from. And then, though, the tables are reversed because Violet over here, she doesn't walk in, she doesn't sort of even react yet. But you could tell when she overheard Jason and Jessica having sex, ouch. I can just tell that Violet is gonna flip the fuck out and it's gonna be hell to pay. Violet is a character who kind of scares me because I don't know a whole lot about her. All I know is that she's old. She's an older vampire, and I feel like she's going to go about showing her anger in a very unique way. And I feel bad for both Jason and Jessica. Even though I kind of just want Jason and Jessica to be together, end up together. I don't know, something's going to happen with Violet. It's not going to be good. Now we see Sarah Newlin, who went to see her parents, mostly her mother, at this Republican convention. And she's explaining to her mom what's going on. And then these Japanese guys show up. I think they call them the Akuza, I think. That's their, like, gang name or something. They show up and just start shooting everyone. Or at least the guards. And then they shoot Sarah's father. And then you see Sarah and her mom running. And then her mom gets killed. I'm like, wow, these guys are ruthless. As Sarah's running down the hallway, Eric shows up. And I love the slow motion moment of her saying, I'm fucked, basically. That was the look on her face. Like she has these guys chasing her with machine guns behind her. And then here's a vampire in front of her that wants her dead. He grabs her by the neck. He picks her up. You don't know what's going to happen next. Then Eric sees the Japanese guys. He drops her. He goes towards them, kills them with their swords. And then what he does to the main guy, where he grabs him by the face and literally rips his jaw off, like through the skin of his face. I was like, holy fuck. That might have been the kill of the season. I don't know. That was awesome. He hasn't killed Sarah Newlin yet, so I'm probably the only person in the world who doesn't want Sarah Newlin to die. I don't. She probably will, but I hope that she could sort of bullshit her way through this. Maybe she can tell Eric, look, I have a cure for the hepatitis V that you have. And then Eric's going to say, oh, okay. I mean, I don't know, because Eric does also seem like he's at a point now where he doesn't care about dying. He's actually seems like he's okay with dying. He just wants to kill Sarah Newlin to be his last act. But who knows, if he hears that there's a cure, hopefully he wants it. And especially after the last scene, I hope there's a cure, because Bill is having his last vision or flashback, and then he gets out of the tub and looks in the mirror and sees the first signs that Bill has hepatitis V. Damn. I was wondering though, when he got it, I'm like, how did he get it? Where did he get it from? Does Sookie have it and just not know it? I don't know, that was just weird. I was like, wow, where did he get it? But now you have Eric and Bill with hepatitis V. Damn. And now we're at a point now, since it's the last season, I don't know what's going to happen. Bill could die. I mean, I kind of thought Eric was going to die, but Bill dying too would be a big blow as far as ending the show like that. Wow. There's a part of me that thinks there is a cure, that at least Bill will be saved. But still, since it is the last season, they could do anything. I literally have no idea where they're going to go next. Man, this season just got better. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you saw this episode. What did you think of it? Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Later!